Happy freaking Saturday, everybody. Going on 1 a.m. There used to be Jabba right here. There is no more Jabba. The wind grabbed Jabba. They threw him over there. It's about to rain on us. Jabba got thrown by the wind. Hey, there's Jabba. All these trees right here are like 20 feet tall that flew over. But it looks okay. We got it back at camp. It's perfectly fine. I'm actually pretty surprised that it's okay, but it just took off. It was like a parachute, just whoosh, and then just flew. Stick down your Jabba. You ready to come down, Anners? It's about 2 a.m. now. We start getting soaked. Jabba's back up. Just finished staking her down because, as you can see, it's raining out. Sleeping bags are getting soaked. So we quick threw up Jabba again. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't start pouring too hard, otherwise it's gonna rush underneath. Might have to set up the cots, but fun times, don't you know? Waited it out for maybe a half hour, but it just kept on raining, so we're moving inside. We just checked the weather too, and it said 0% chance of rain. Go figure. Letting my sleeping bag dry out in the sun. It didn't end up raining out too hard last night, so it didn't come underneath Jabba. But when Jabba took off at 1 a.m., Ben looked at his phone and he's like, oh, well, it went from 50% chance of rain at 2 a.m. to 0%. So we ended up closing up Jabba, putting him away. And then at 2 a.m., it started raining with a 0% chance of rain. I think the 50-50 was actually still applicable, and we got the 50 that was raining. It's one of those things, you know, you're taking a risk sleeping in an open top Jeep, no cover, probably 95% of the time sleeping on the roof, no problems. And eventually Ben's planning on getting his own setup, but being elevated is really nice. Luckily, it was nice out today, so we got the sleeping bags all dried out, aired out. It's basically how they recommend, per the instructions that came on these military bags, how they recommend keeping them clean. You just air them out, dry them out. You're not supposed to wash them really. It's kind of weird, but they don't really smell bad, so that's good. And they're super warm. When stuff like that happens in the middle of the night and you're dead asleep, you never really know how you're gonna react, but it's forced learning on the road, forced learning. You're just too cute. You are just too cute. We've been hanging out in Jabba most of the day, working on computer stuff. It's been one of those days where really catching up on work, so we've been in Jabba most of the day. And it's really convenient to be able to recharge your laptops and whatever other electronics you need to without needing, you know, some power source on the grid. This is what I've been using. Got the Kodiak generator right here. I'm gonna show you guys how I have this stored in here, but this Kodiak generator was originally set up in the trailer, and I pulled that out of the trailer, which is still for sale, by the way. So I pulled it out of the trailer and I mounted it here using my pre-existing crates that I already had here. One crate's for Annie, the other crate is for this Kodiak generator. This is just a $15 crate from Walmart. You can see I took off 2 of the front pieces of wood here. That gave me access to all these ports still. And then around the sides I have this protective foam which keeps it secure, should absorb some of the shock, the rough ride of Jade. And on the side here is that 12-volt cigarette charger that runs right to the pillar here. And then from Wishbone I have my original extension cord. I run that all the way to Jabba. With this 3-way adapter, we're able to run basically everything we need to. Ben's got his laptop, I got mine. He's producing music, I'm editing videos. We got 90 amp hours of storage via the Kodiak generator. We can recharge it with solar if I need to, but since we usually don't go more than a couple days without driving Jade, I'm able to recharge it with a 12-volt cigarette lighter charger while we drive, and it's actually a lot faster than the sun. This has been really convenient. We got plenty of storage. So as base camp, that's the power supply. It's been working out really well. And right now I don't need a solar panel, which alleviates having yet another thing to remove from the roof before I sleep up there. Space is always an issue living in Jabe, but a flexible roll-up style solar panel, that might actually be very convenient. And you know, something happens to the 12-volt cigarette lighter, it'd still be nice to have renewable energy in that way. So you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I've had the Kodiak for 6 months now, and I use it mostly for just charging electronics and whatever other accessories that we have, headlamps, things like that. We've ran 2 grinders off it, and it definitely had some power loss, but with 1 grinder it works really well. And you know, like a water boiler like this, I think it peaks around 1200 when I do this, and it still works okay. So you get some pretty decent wattage, and you know, it's been doing us pretty good. For those of you out there just don't have a whole lot of extra cash laying around to, you know, buy something like that, I started out with a 300 watt power inverter that was 20 bucks on Amazon. You can charge a laptop with that, you can charge your camera gear, you can basically do everything that I'm doing right now. You just don't have a, you know, backup storage setup. Just depends on where you're at. So I started off bare bones. I'm glad I did. Now I'm very thankful for what I have now. If I just had extra money laying around, I never knew what it was like to start with a little less, then this wouldn't mean as much probably. None of this stuff is needed, you know, but it's nice to have. And obviously, if I'm trying to progress with my whole configuration, yeah, it'd be nice to have some solid gear. If you guys are interested in checking those out, I actually have a gear list of basically everything I have in the description area of the videos. You'll also see links to the Kodiak, and I can get you guys 20% off. You guys would also be helping me as well. So I just wanted to share with you guys what I've been using over the last 6 months to charge my laptops and camera gear and things like that. I just want to thank this guy, Ryan McKay, for helping to support this journey. Ryan, thank you so much for helping us out. Really appreciate it.